welcome you guys. It is such a special day for us here at Clarksville Academy. I think as we've gone through this process, we all know the importance of a football program and within an athletic department within your school, because the football program can be the face of a school or face of a university. And obviously, with us hiring a brand new head football coach, this is a very special day for us. When we posted the job, we received over 50 applicants within 6 days. It was an overwhelming number of applicants through this process. Jennifer, Ms. Hinote, and I were surprised of just the outcome of that and the number of people that applied for the job. But through the course of it, as we went through the resumes, as we made our phone calls, as we spoke to references and people around the state, this really ended up being a national search. We had coaches from South Carolina, North Carolina, North Dakota, Mississippi. Really, there was coaches from all over the country that gained interest to this job. Through the TSSAA posting and the Tennessee Football Coaches Association, it was just a very highlighted position. So without further ado, I would love to welcome our new head football coach, Scott Murray, and his family. Pam is his wife and ex. Welcome, everybody. When we spent our first day with him here on campus, it was a long, extensive interview day. He got here at 8 o'clock. Ex was with him. We spent the day together interviewing a number of people, including myself and Jennifer, our heads of school, some community members, the coaches, students and players. So we really did a thorough search, and that day that we spent with you was outstanding. Obviously, we want to hire somebody that's going to be great on the field and in the classroom teaching our strength and conditioning program, but obviously a mentor and a leader to our program and somebody that can be a face for our school. And Scott Murray is by far the head person for this job. So Scott, we welcome you and would love to have you say a few words to our CA family.
Thank you. I hope everyone's excited as I am and my family. Probably can't tell with you guys, but on the car ride here, I was trying to gather my thoughts and think about what I was going to say and who all was going to be here, and I couldn't get my family to hush and leave me alone, so they wanted to keep asking questions and things like that. My wife is actually a graduate. She got her master's degree in athletic training from the University of Houston, and if you know anything about them, they're the Cougars. So for years, it's been a running joke at our house. Anytime anything good happens or anything great happens, she'll always give her little Houston Cougar sign and she'll say, "Go Cougs." So I've had to hear that for, 2 or 3 times a week for the last 15 years. Well, in the last 3 or 4 days, I've probably heard it 500 times from her and my son. Go Cougs. So go Cougs. But we are very, very excited to be here. And I want to take a moment and just thank a few people real quick before I move on. First of all, I want to thank the Lord for the opportunity to be the new head football coach at Clarksville Academy. This is certainly a blessing to me and my family. I want to thank Pam, my wife, and ex, my son, for allowing me to chase this dream and be a part of this dream and go with me through my career and get to this point. It's a very special moment. I want to thank Ms. Hinote and Coach Peterson for entrusting me with this program. I don't take that lightly, and I assure you that I will not disappoint you with my efforts. You can be satisfied in that. I also want to thank Ms. Walker, Ms. McQueen, Ms. Goosetree, Ms. Berger, Ms. Turnage, Ms. Batson, Ms. Allen, Coach Rosar, Coach Price, and Coach Henderson, who's not here, and our middle school coach, who I just met. I'm sorry.
Coach Epps.
Coach Epps. And also the parents that were, that was all the people that I met the first day in the interview process. And the reason I'm here, we had some opportunities as a family. And the reason I chose here is all of those people, day one, made me feel like family. And that was very important to me, asking my family to up and move here and change our lives. So that was very important to me. So I want you to all know that you are an integral part. Also, you players that I met that day, there were 8 or 10 of you, and that allowed me to know the type of student and the type of kid that I was dealing with here. And my son's around all the time, and you're exactly the kind of guys that I want my son around. So I appreciate all of you. I thank you. You're the reason I'm here. Now, as far as football, I'm not going to give a big, huge speech or anything like that. I need to hit the ground running and get to work, and I think that's probably what the parents want and expect. What I can tell you is that I have high expectations for this school and for this program. That's another reason that I'm here. I believe that the sky is the limit. I believe that state championships are possible, and that is exactly what I'm going to strive to do here. But I will need help doing that, and things that you're going to hear me say constantly are expectations and elite. My expectation is for this football program to be one of the elite football programs in the state of Tennessee. When they talk about our division and our classification, I expect in the next few years our name to be the first thing that comes up. So you're going to hear expectations and you're going to hear about all those things, but mainly what we're going to live by is the word elite in everything we do in the classroom, in the community, everywhere. On the football field, we're going to strive to be elite. And I use an acronym for that. These are words that you're going to hear. Efficiency is the E, and we're going to strive to be efficient in everything we do. We're not going to be here for 2 hours and waste an hour and a half. When we're here, we're going to work. L, leadership. I'm going to expect you to all be leaders. Once again, not just on the football field, but in the community and in the classroom. I, integrity, and that's just your character, the way you behave in those places. That's a high expectation with me also. The T is, of course, for teamwork, and that's probably the most important part. And we're going to learn to be good team players, good we players, and not me players. And lastly, probably the most important, it's one that everyone can do, and that's effort. Everyone can give effort. You may not be the best player, you may not be the greatest player, but everyone can give effort. But while I'm here, and I do expect to be here a long time, another reason I'm here is I brought my son here to be here for, he's going to be here for at least 6 years, I hope. And I hope to be here long after that. So I'm in this for the long haul. So is my family. We're an athletic family. We're excited to be here. We're not looking to use this as a stepping stone. This is the last spot in my career. This is where I want to finish, and this is where I want my son to finish in 6 years. So we're excited about the opportunity. I look forward to meeting everyone here. I hope you're excited about the direction of the program, but I need you all to understand. A coach walking in the door cannot change this, cannot make this what everyone wants it to be. It's going to take the coaches, the coaching staff, the administration, the parents, and most importantly, you players. We have to be positive in everything that we do. We have to sell our program everywhere we go. Negative talk, negative thoughts, things like that, all that does is run players from our program. So I'm asking you to be our salesman. I need you players, I need you parents, I need everyone here to be the salesman for this program. Every negative thought, every negative word said takes a player out of our school and puts them somewhere else. So whether you think I'm the worst coach in the world, if you want what's best for your child, you will help sell this program with positivity. I may be the worst in the world, but you need to say that coach is great. You need to say this program's headed in the right direction. This program is going to do great things. That's going to get players here. That's going to get more depth, and that's going to lead us to championships. So, thank you for this opportunity. Guys, we're going to lift Thursday, 8 o'clock. And then next week we'll be on a regular schedule. Now that I've seen you guys, I'm going to talk to the coaches, see how many people we have, and I will give you a calendar that lays out the rest of the summer. So, I would love to meet everybody here today. Ms. Hino may like to say something, but thank you all for coming. I look forward to meeting everyone and being a part of the Clarksville Academy family. Thank you.
We really do appreciate your support, and I hope that the players who are a part of this interview process we really want you to know how much we took into consideration what you thought and the feedback that you gave us about our hiring process. We really do appreciate you and value you. We are excited to have Coach Murray and his family with us. I encourage you to come up and introduce yourself, meet him today, and we're ready to be a part of a strong football winning tradition. Thanks so much for coming today. We really appreciate your support.
What is going on, everybody? It's Justin here with the Clarksville Academy Sports Network. It's such an exciting day here at Clarksville Academy as we have just introduced our brand new head football coach, Coach Scott Murray. Kind enough to join us with a few words just to let you, all you CA friends, family members, get to know him. And Coach, it's exciting for you to be here. Welcome to the CA family.
Thank you. We are excited to be here. You sound very excited, but we are just as excited to be here.
We're excited to have you. You're coming off a successful stint at your alma mater. Had back-to-back winning seasons at Smith County High School. No doubt you had plenty of opportunities. I know you were kind of looking around. What drew you to Clarksville Academy? What were the main selling points of this place that made it
just
right?
Just like I talked about to the parents and the players, as soon as I walked in the door here, everyone that I interviewed with, it was a long, extensive interview. I'd never been through anything like that at all. It was actually a little weird, but after I went through the process, I was really glad that I did, because it gave me an opportunity to know what the parents were like, to know what the administration was like, all of the administration, the AD, everyone. I met with a lot of people, and it let me know that it was a family atmosphere, and that is exactly what I want for my family.
It no doubt is, and we're glad to have you as part of the family. Just taking a quick look at your resume and your background, you've been an administrator, you've been a successful principal, athletics director. How do you feel serving in those roles helps you as a head football coach?
Well, they just let me know what's going on in the head football coach's mind. They help me to know what the needs are a little bit better. They just prepared me a little bit better to be a coach. I also understand their side and why the answer can't always be yes, and why they can't always, do whatever I need done at that moment, because I've played that role before.
Coach Murray, talk to me a little bit about your background. You've kind of developed a great reputation as a program rebuilder. You've come into a lot of places and been able to achieve huge success, a huge turnaround in terms of maybe a program that wasn't as successful and started to have success once you rolled into town. What's the key to doing that where you have, and what will be the key to doing it here at Clarksville Academy?
Well, it's just expectations. Like you said, everywhere we've been, we started off with losing programs. And we were able to win some ball games there where people oftentimes weren't able to do. And we were able to do that by building what I just spoke about, becoming an elite program and doing those things that every program needs to do to be successful. Well, we're going to hold kids accountable. And everybody doesn't always like that. But we're going to hold kids accountable. We're going to make sure that they're disciplined. We're going to make sure that they work hard. We're going to make sure they're organized. We're going to make sure they're disciplined. All those things that everyone knows what goes into becoming a good football program. But everyone's not willing to do it.
What about style, Coach? Everybody's going to want to know, what kind of football is Scott Murray famous for? What are you going to bring here to Clarksville Academy? Interestingly, we had an offense last year that kind of changed identities midstream. Started out ground and pound, and by the end of the year, we were slinging the football around. What can we expect, especially on the offensive side of the football, from your team stylistically?
That's one of the things I told everyone in the interview. Anyone that comes in here and tells you exactly what they can be right now is probably lying to you, or is probably not a very good football coach. I don't know what's here right now. I have to learn the players. I have to learn their style. I have to learn what they're good at, and then we're going to base our offense around that. I can tell you that we will be known as a physical football team. Even if we're spread out and throwing the ball around, we're still going to be a physical football team and get after you in between the whistles. So we will be known for that.
Talk to me a little bit about the off-season program and the evaluation process that you just mentioned you're going to have to go through with this team. What's that going to look like? I've heard you say the off-season starts right now. What's that program going to look like? Is it mostly strength and conditioning? Is it a lot of 7-on-7 work, a lot of scheme, playbook type stuff? What can the student athletes expect as they get set to go through your off-season program?
Well, our off-season program is an overall program, so it'll include strength and conditioning. It'll also include speed training. It'll also include plyometrics, quick feed, all the things that go into being a good player. We're probably not going to be far enough along. We're just a little behind the 8 ball right now to do a lot of 7-on-7 and things like that. We're going to be implementing a new offense and a new defense, so we're going to have to spend a lot of time working on us before we can work on other people.
Always, as we get to know new head coaches, I always like to ask a question about background and the individuals who influenced your coaching style. Who are those people that have made you who you are today and influenced the way you do things as a head coach?
Well, probably the biggest one coaching-wise is Gary Rankin. He's at Alcoa High School. He's got 2 handfuls of rings.
That's a good one.
State championships. He's good. That was my high school football coach.
That's awesome.
And I also worked with him early in my career 1 year as a freshman offensive coordinator for at Riverdale. So I have worked with him before, and I've also played with him. So I know his style, and I took a lot of things from him that I'm able to carry over into my career now.
That's exciting to hear, Coach. Tell us a little bit about your recruiting pitch. At a small school like this, everybody who can play needs to play. You're going to be out in the hallways, no doubt, recruiting to your program, trying to get kids to come out and play ball. What does that pitch sound like?
Well, I've just got to get out into the hallways, and I've got to build relationships with kids. Football is about relationships, and if they don't trust you, and if they don't think you care about them, and they don't know you're just a generally good person that does care about them, and we do. My family sells out wherever we're at, and we try to become a part of the community. We try to become a part of the school, and I want those kids to care. I care what happens to these kids. I tell my son all the time, he plays everything, but it's not NCAA, it's ACT. That's going to guarantee him a future in college. College football, college baseball, things like that, those are hard to achieve, and very few people do. So I care about these kids and what happened. I want them to get to college. I want them to have a good job. I want them to. My success is not always measured on the field. It's, are they good parents? Are they good fathers? Do they go to work and work hard every day once they leave here? So they're going to find out quickly that I care about them as people, not just as potential football players.
I love to hear that, Coach Murray, and excited about what you're going to do here. One of the first things you talked about, you said the word elite. You gave us the acronym and went all through that, but the number 1 E there, I think, was expectations. What should the expectations be for student athletes?
Well, they go
playing
together.
football?
That expectation is to be elite. I want them to be elite, and that's not just in football. That's what we talked about. I want these kids to be elite academically, which is one of the reasons I'm here. I'm excited that my son is going to be challenged by a private school. We're going to be elite in the community. We're going to be elite when we go to work. We're going to be elite when we grow up and be husbands and parents, all those things. That's what we're trying to instill in these kids and the character that we want.
Coach Murray, elite is a word we can definitely all wrap our minds around. We're excited to have you here and appreciate you joining us.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Big day here at Clarksville Academy as we introduce our brand new head football coach, Coach Scott Murray. I'm Justin Swallows for the Clarksville Academy Sports Network.